In this video, we are going to compare two popular DIY machines that are marketed toward crafters just like you and me. We are going to compare and contrast these two machines in hopes that if you are looking for a new one or looking to upgrade, this video can help you make that decision. Let's get into it. Hey there, I'm Sarah, and you are watching Creative Ramblings. I have been sharing videos on this channel for a very long time, and if you look, you will find most of my videos revolve around two brands, Cricut and xTool. I do work with both those brands on occasion, and if there is a paid partnership, I definitely let you know up above. This is not one of those. Both of these brands, Cricut and xTool, have a all-in-one DIY machine, and we are going to put them head-to-head today. I use both of these machines all the time, but it can be kind of confusing if you are looking to purchase one and you're not quite sure which one you should get. So that's what we're going to do today. The two machines that we're going to compare are the xTool M1 Ultra and the Cricut Maker 3. xTool and Cricut make a lot of different machines. So why did I pick these two to compare? The Cricut Maker 3 is the top of the line machine that Cricut makes. They currently have 7 on the market. The Cricut Maker 3 can do everything. It can cut, it can engrave, it can score, it can use a pen, it can foil. We're going to get into all that a little bit later, but out of all the Cricuts, this can do it all. On the xTool side, this is a laser company that makes lasers. They have recently come out with the M1 Ultra that not only is a laser, but the rest of its capabilities compete with Cricut. So it has a blade, it has a foil tool, it has a pen, it can do all of these other DIY functions. So this seemed like a good time to put both those machines head to head and see which one comes out on top. I have individual videos on both of these machines. They are linked down in the description. So if you want to dive in deeper to what each one can do, definitely take a look at those. So let's talk about what these machines have in common. Both the Cricut Maker 3 and the M1 Ultra have the ability to cut materials with a blade. These materials can be paper, cardstock, cardboard, foam, vinyl, iron-on vinyl, sublimation paper, and a lot more. Both machines can draw with a pen. They also have a foiling tool, so you can add beautiful foil designs and words to paper or cardboard or foam or wood creations that you're making. Both machines have a really easy system for interchanging their tools. So you can easily swap out the blade for the pen for the foil tool on both machines. Each company has their own proprietary software. And I will tell you that out of all the softwares out there that are owned by a company, xTool Creative Space and Cricut Design Space are incredibly easy to use. They both come with built-in designs and functions that you can use to create, but you're also able to bring in your own SVG or PNG files to work with. So let's move to talking about the Cricut Maker 3. I want to highlight some things that this machine can do. This is a die cutting machine. So its primary purpose is to cut designs that you have created using their software. If you want to know more about this machine, please take a look at the videos in the description. I have some really in-depth tutorials, overviews, and projects that you can take a look at. The Maker 3 is a very heavy machine in the Cricut world, but it's much smaller than the M1 Ultra. It's heavy because it works really, really fast, and you want something that is nice and sturdy and is going to sit on your desk while it works. You open up the machine, and there are 2 places to put blades and tools. You can interchange a fine point blade for a deep point blade. You can add pens. You can add rotary tools or knife blades. There are a lot of different tips that you can work into here. The Maker series also comes with something called a quick swap set of tools. So you can buy the housing, push a little button, and switch out for one of 6 different tools. This includes perforated lines, engraving, debossing, knife blade, and rotary tool. You can use pens in the Cricut Maker 3. You can use non-Cricut branded pens. I do have some videos on that as well to help you figure out which pens are going to work best. You can add foil to your designs. I like doing this when I make cards out of cardstock. You can use the engraving tip to engrave acrylic. I have done this on very thin acrylic bookmarks before. You're going to get really thin, flexible acrylic though. You can't cut you can't engrave anything too thick on a Cricut. The way that the materials work with this machine is you put the material on a mat and you run it under these rollers. So your material has to be thin enough to go under the rollers. The Maker 3 does have the ability to work with smart materials. This means you can load in a material and you can cut the length of this material. So several feet of material, you can make really long designs or decals for a wall or a car. You can connect the Cricut Maker 3 to your computer with a USB cord. I connect mine via Bluetooth. It's a pretty strong connection. You can also use the Cricut app on your phone or iPad to control it. There's a few storage compartments within this machine as well, so you can add a weeding tool, a scraper, or some extra blades in these compartments. When working with the Cricut Design Space software, it is really easy to move your designs around. And when you're ready to cut, you're going to see a preview of what your mat looks like, and the software is going to automatically place your designs to use the material in a very efficient way so you don't waste material. The software also helps you choose the settings in a very easy manner. You're just going to tell it what material you're using. If you're using a Cricut branded material, this is super easy. If you're using something that's not made by Cricut, it's pretty easy to find in here as well. You just go through the list, pick your material, and the machine is going to cut appropriately. Now let's talk about the M1 Ultra. Again, there is a full video. There are a couple of videos on this machine if you want to take a look and dive a little deeper into what this can do. So this machine can do almost everything that the Maker 3 can do. Its footprint is bigger. It's a big rectangle and has a lid that opens up. There's a couple different modules. There's one module that stays in place that's permanent that houses your fine point blade. And you can also put a pen in here. The space next to that is interchangeable. So I have the ink module in here right now. You can interchange this for the laser module and also for something that's going to hold your other blades. The other blades that come with the M1 Ultra are the knife blade for cutting thicker materials if you don't want to use your laser. It includes you can get a rotary blade for cutting fabric, and you can also get a foil tip for adding foil to your creation. The ink module is something really special about this machine. So this is actually a little printer that just sits inside your machine. So this prints just 3 colors. There's no black, but the colors come together to print anything you want to print. This is dye ink. It operates just like an inkjet printer. It is not sublimation. You need to print on porous materials, so paper, cardboard, wood. It's not going to work on something really shiny. What's nice about this machine is that you can do 2 things in one project. So I recently made stickers where I can print an image onto sticker paper and then cut them out with the blade all in one project. Where on the Cricut, it does have a print then cut feature, but I need to have a separate printer where I design it in Cricut Design Space, I print it on a printer, and then I go back to the Cricut Maker 3 and cut out the stickers. So I can do it with Cricut, but the ink is not built in. This is kind of a game changer to have that ink built into the machine. When you're cutting materials with the blade in the M1 Ultra, you use a mat. The mat is adhesive on both sides, so it sticks to the base plate of your machine, and then you put the material on top. You can only cut materials as large as the mat. This machine is expandable, so you can add a base to it, which allows you to raise it up and work with the laser functions. For example, you could do tumblers or maybe a large jewelry box within here with the riser base on it. Here's the biggest flex for this machine. It's a laser. It has a laser. It is made by xTool. They make excellent lasers. So mine has a laser module that snaps in right where that other cartridge might go, right where the ink cartridge would go. I have a 10-watt laser. It is a diode laser. If you don't know what a diode laser is, I really, really encourage you to watch my video that talks about the different types of lasers and what they can all do. A quick overview. A diode laser is on the weekend, but it's excellent for crafters. You're going to be able to cut wood. You're going to be able to cut opaque cast acrylic. So that is something that is solid colored all the way through. It's not translucent. It's not clear. There's no glitter. There's no speckles in it. It's just cast opaque acrylic. You can cut it very well. You can engrave acrylic. You can engrave wood, stone, ceramic, glass, hundreds of different materials. Having this laser built in is really what sets this machine apart. There isn't anything else like that on the market. I'm able to do projects where I can use the ink module to print on a piece of wood, and then within the same project, use the laser to cut out that project. So here's a couple more things that set apart the Cricut Maker 3 and the M1 Ultra. The M1 Ultra does have more interchangeable modules. The Cricut Maker 3 has a lot, but they are all some type of a cutting or scoring tool. They do offer a pen, they do offer a foil tool, and then a whole bunch of different ways to cut or score materials. The M1 Ultra offers you all of that, plus a printer and a laser. There's a lot of things you can do with a Cricut and a printer, with a Cricut and other tools. The M1 Ultra puts everything in one place for you, which is really what sets it apart. The printer inside the M1 Ultra is an amazing feature, but keep in mind it is a basic inkjet printer. It is not a sublimation printer. It does not have the highest quality ink out there. I've used it for stickers. I do get better sticker quality on my Canon printer that has just a little bit more range and the ability to get better quality ink. Or even just telling my printer I want to print in high quality instead of low quality. So while the printer is built into the M1 Ultra, it's pretty basic. Don't expect high-end results from it. So while these machines can do a lot of the same things, they are very different when it comes to price. So I'm going to talk about regular MSRP prices here. Understand that both of these companies run sales all the time, and you will find your best deal when buying a bundle. So that means you will buy the machine and you will get accessories, tools, and materials that come with it for a phenomenal price. I've linked some bundles down below. Be sure to click on those and you're going to get the most up-to-date pricing. So regular price for the Cricut Maker 3 is $429. That is the machine, the power cord, a fine point blade, a black pen, and I think that's it. You might get one or two tools with it, but it's basically just the machine, one blade, one pen. Anything else you want to add on to it, you either need to get the bundle or buy separately. Regular price for some blades can be anywhere from $15 to $50, depending on which blade you're looking to get. Regular price for the M1 Ultra that comes with the 10-watt laser, the fine point blade, and a pen is $16.99. If you want to purchase the M1 Ultra with everything that I've shown you, so the extra cartridges and the ink, we're looking at $18.99 for all of that. So there is quite a difference in price between the Cricut Maker 3 and the M1 Ultra. Let's talk recommendations. It is always helpful to know what you want to make first before you invest in a machine like this, because they are both a hefty price tag for a crafter, especially if you're a hobbyist and you are not selling what you make, you're just doing it for fun. So understand what you want to make first and then work backwards into the product that's right for you. I own both of these machines. I use both of these machines. Sometimes I use the same functions on both for different projects. If I had to choose one, my deciding factor would be, do I need or want a laser in my craft room? If you've been thinking about it, if you want to engrave stone or make tumblers, if you want to cut wood ornaments, if you want a laser, the M1 Ultra is absolutely the way to go. You're going to be able to do almost everything the Cricut Maker 3 can do and then some with your laser. You're only going to have one machine on your craft table. It doesn't take up a ton of room, and you can do everything with it. If you've looked into lasers and you don't really think you're going to use the laser all that much, you're not really sure how it would benefit your craft room, then the Cricut Maker 3 is probably right for you. This machine can do everything. Pair it with a simple inkjet printer. I have my favorite Canon linked down below. It's well under $100, and you can make stickers. You can do everything else. If you are a Cricut crafter and you have an older machine and you're looking to upgrade, ask yourself those same questions. If you have thought about adding a laser to your craft room, instead of upgrading from the Explorer Air 2 to the Maker 3, consider going to that M1 Ultra and getting everything you need in one bundle. If you've made a decision to purchase one of these or you're looking at one of them, I want you to keep an eye on the price and keep an eye on the deals. I will share deals in my newsletter that goes out every week, and I also talk about them on Instagram. Your absolute best way to go is to get a bundle. If you buy the machine alone, you're going to pay close to full price. If you buy a bundle, when they're having a sale, you're going to get the machine, tools, accessories, and materials all together for a great price. So my final thoughts here, both of these brands are excellent brands. I work with both of them. I enjoy their machines. I have lots of Cricut and xTool products in my craft room right now. They have an excellent reputation, great customer service, and a really loyal fan base. If you're looking at getting any DIY cutting machine or laser, these are the brands that you need to check out. I have a ton of videos on my channel covering Cricut and xTool products. If you have specific questions about them, just scroll through. I probably have a video on it. And if I don't, drop a comment. I would love to chat with you a little bit more. If you found this video helpful, give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing. I'm here every week with brand new videos. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.